Hola amigos, this is Level 12 and today we are going to be talking about Misty Chronexia and the battle for fair use, and also I'm going to be addressing other problems facing anime YouTubers at large and how to fix them. So this will be a slight knee-jerk reaction to the video Misty has just put out and his description of what happened to like a lot of his videos getting copyright striked and having 10 copyright strikes put against him. Like, that's a lot for anyone, and it's horrifying when you get a copyright strike. So this will be slight knee-jerk, I will admit. So if some things I say aren't 100% correct, or some things aren't exactly 100% explained, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to do my best. So what exactly happened? So about a month ago, older videos of Misty's channels between the years of 2014 and 2016 were suddenly hit with an onslaught of copyright strikes by content hunters via anime companies, and I'm going to call them headhunter companies. So anime companies such as Madhouse or Toei Animation have other smaller branches of companies that search and scour the internet for pirating sites, people posting full episodes on websites like YouTube and other things, and those companies are meant to find those things and take them down. And, you know, obviously, if you're uploading an episode of, like, Elfin Lead 100%, nothing changed to YouTube, that's a problem. And these content hunters are looking for that, and that's what they're searching for. Misty, who is a YouTuber who back in the day used to do a lot of top 10s, would have the anime in a HUD format, HUD format, in a small corner of the screen, and around it would be the title of the video, the rating, his character, a bunch of other things that were not what was playing, but you wouldn't see him. You would just hear his voice, and it would also have the sound. So that's what these companies struck him for. And he got, in the end, a total of 10 copyright strikes, and his channel, by the way, still never got terminated for any of this. So Misty goes to his network partner, which is Channel Frederator, to get everything sorted out. And they're like, listen, it's going to take 14 business days to get this done. And 14 business days, by the way, is roughly 3 weeks. Now, that was on the extreme end, but it's roughly 3 weeks at most that it would take to get everything sorted out and to get these strikes, like, handle them. And that's basically what channel partners are. They help you with things like this. They do take a big shot of your income, but that's what they do. And again, in total, Misty received 10 copyright strikes, yet to my knowledge, he never lost his channel, not like, you know, Noble from Lost Paws did a few years back. Which, you know, nothing truly damning, really. But eventually things got resolved, but he lost 30 plus videos in the process. And granted, and listen, losing 30 videos is a lot. That would be about a third of my videos if I suddenly lost 30 of them. But even Misty said these were videos from 2014 and 2016, and they weren't getting a lot of views anyway, so they weren't earning him a lot of money. So why did this happen? Why did Misty suddenly get 10 copyright strikes? Granted, they all weren't at the same time. I think his channel would have been terminated on the spot if that had happened. But it all lies in what we consider fair use. So, Japan, America, and Misty lives in Canada, but they have very similar copyright rules to us, have different terms on copyright and fair use. Now, from what little research I did, because laws are hard to read, and I did not want to read them, so I got a crash course version on it. Is in 1899, there was international WIPO, not entirely sure what it stands for, but internationally countries signed that, so their laws would look similar to what copyright was, as long as they adhere to certain guidelines in the WIPO. However, Japan and America still have very different copyright laws. In Japan, basically, you either buy it and you own it and you keep it for yourself, such as buying the DVD set of an anime, or you don't have it. Like, it's not your property. Sorry. That's basically how Japan sees fair use. Now, if you do get expressive consent from the author, then yes, you can use it, but who really does that? Also, most of the times they say no. In the US, fair use is if you can use clips and clips of videos and clips of sound and like excerpts from things, as long as you use it in a transformative way. You're not simply re-uploading an entire episode of like Elfen Lied or Tokyo Ghoul or whatever, and you're instead talking about it and you show a quick clip of, say, the opening or the ending or a middle segment or just a little clip to give context, and then you talk more than that. Say you have a 5-second clip and you talk about that clip for 5 minutes, that technically in the US would be fair use. It's not so in Japan, which is why he got these copyright strikes, because these companies saw it, as in the Japanese laws, that this was not fair use and this was illegal, and they took it down for those reasons. Now, it's applicable to Misty because his videos, while each clip of each certain anime is only about 10 to 30 seconds, he has a bunch of those clips. So if you're doing a top 10 and say each clip is 6 seconds, the math is there. Like, I was about to say you have an hour of anime, but no, you don't, because the video is like 10 minutes. In any event, these companies probably saw or probably thought that due to the length and due to how much anime clips he had in there, they just copyright struck the entire thing. Which that's what I think happened, because granted, yes, he was transformative with what he was doing. He still had in each little different segment a bunch of tiny clips, which they probably thought added up to a total anime. I'm not entirely sure, but I think that's what happened, or at least that's what I think what happened when all of this transpired. And granted, it's unfair that these videos are so old that some of them are, as Misty said, over half a decade old, and now they're getting claimed over dumb reasons because, you know, it's horrible. But anyways, I digress. I do think it's unfair that because they are so old, why didn't you get them already? But they've been up for a while. They're doing no harm. They're barely making him money. I can understand his quip with that and exactly how all this transpired. But anyways, we have other things to talk about. So I would like to give a quick critique of Misty on how he handled this situation in his recent video that came out. So, in my opinion, Misty should have kept this a private matter until everything was resolved. Because when you make things public, diehard fans of you, stans, as we'll call them, stans, will tweet these companies or tweet at YouTube. And let's be honest, YouTube can't do anything about these copyright strikes. You can appeal through YouTube, and YouTube can then give it to the company, and then if the company still decides at that moment it's still copyright, then you physically yourself have to go to court. YouTube is the middleman of the situation, and it's something that I don't think people understand. Yes, YouTube's system is broken. Yes, it needs to be fixed. But as it stands right now, YouTube is not the big main culprit in this situation. It's the anime company itself that's copyright striking you. Something I think a lot of people are conflating is that YouTube itself is copyright striking it, but it's not. It's via the company, and I don't think Misty should have gone as public with it as he did because of the nature of stans and harking on companies and stuff, and it just makes you look unprofessional. And you're like 30 something, so be professional. The next thing I dislike is his e-begging. Now, I have no problem if people want to make money off their YouTube channels or anything of that nature. I honestly don't have a problem with it. If you want to make some side cash doing YouTube, that's on you. But it's when you make YouTube your own income that makes me a little questionable or a little questioning, which is what Misty has done. And his views have been down for years. I've been subscribed to him since before he got 1 million subscribers. And his views are not matching his 1 million subscriber mark. He can barely break 10K views on certain videos, which should not be happening when you have 1 million subscribers. You have a dead following, and only the diehard fans are watching every video. Granted, some of them might be at school like me and can't watch it, but still are subscribed, for support. But it's when people e-beg because they can't make money off their one sole thing. It rubs me the wrong way, and for some people it rubbed them the wrong way too. Now, I'll defend him real quick right here. He had a business meeting in Japan, and people thought he just took a spur-of-the-moment trip to Japan by the time he was, you know, asking for money, and that's not the case. But it's the way he e-begged, and it's like, I have no money. It's like, get a real job, maybe. I don't know. And this goes into the next point of relying on a lucrative method for his income. He knows that the copyright system is dumb on YouTube. He understands this, yet he still does things that he did back in 2014 before the YouTube copyright system got horrible. He still continues to curse. He still continues to show inappropriate images, or what YouTube considers inappropriate images, and continues to use material that he knows has the potential to get copyright struck like it does, and then blame YouTube when he himself is relying on this lucrative method. It takes two to tango, and he's only thinking that it only takes one. It's annoying. And this also follows into my next point, which is getting upset at YouTube when he knows that how the system works. He knows that the copyright system is horrible, yet he is still getting upset with it. Granted, you can know something is horrible and still get upset with it, but you have to roll with the punches. Sometimes you're gonna get copyright struck, and sometimes it won't be fair. You can talk about it after the matter is resolved, but this is just how YouTube works. It's an environment we live in. Next is the Frederator Network. I already have a personal bias against these kind of network companies. Frederator, in my opinion, is probably the most reputable one, because even Jaden Animations is on the Frederator Network, and I tend to trust her over a lot of people. But some of these companies, like the one Smosh hooked up with, are not good. They'll take a percentage of your income in hoping to and you agree to this in hopes that, one, they help you with legal trouble like this, and two, they help promote your content and help get you deals and stuff, which again, they take a quarter of that money, or a certain percentage. And Misty Chronexia, despite getting 10 copyright strikes, I believe, this is just a theory, this is tinfoil hat time, but I think the reason his channel did not get immediately terminated like Lost Paws did way back when is because he is part of this network and they were pulling some strings in the back doors. Because when you sign up with these networks, it's believed that they have a foothold in something you yourself cannot get to. I'm not saying people shouldn't align themselves with these kinds of networks. It can actually be a very smart business move. I just have a personal bias against them in that I do not like them, and that I think Misty got preferable treatment because he is part of this network. And then his analogies. So if you watched his video, I believe it's like 10 minutes long, I'll link it below, on the entire situation, he used a lot of these analogies to describe what was happening to his channel during this copyright mayhem. I did not like his analogies. I felt they made me feel really dumb, and I understand why he used them is to explain in layman's terms what was going on, but I felt like he hid the real reason for why he used them, and it's because he had to use these analogies so he wouldn't get, like, something wouldn't happen to him and his channel with, you know, using these using real names of things and people and stuff like that. Like maybe Frederator or someone else whispered in his ear, like, you can talk about this, but not to the extent you want to, and it bothers me. It's a personal bothersome, but I kind of understand why he used the analogies. I just wish he used so many, they got kind of muddled. I wish he would have just called it something else and not an analogy. There's another word to use when you want to tell a story like this. Something else that slightly bothered me, which I don't think helped him in this time of crisis, was he did not say he was telling people to pirate anime, but he was saying he understood why people pirate anime. And granted, he's not been one of the harder YouTubers on anime and piracy, but he has been one of the ones that have been like, maybe not, maybe don't pirate. But I don't know, these two comments rub me the wrong way, because it's like, for years I've been hearing, don't pirate anime, or use my Crunchyroll, whatever, and it's just like, you sure about that? You sure this is the hill you want to die on? I don't know, but It's a personal gripe. It's a personal gripe in my mind. I just wanted to point it out that he's not saying pirate anime, but he's saying he knows why people pirate anime. Okay? Okay, cool. We good? We good there? We're about to get into my help for the anime community. So right now we're going to talk about the broken copyright system that YouTube currently has. YouTube's copyright system is basically, if you think someone has stolen your content, you go to the video and then you report it for copyright, and then it immediately gets struck down and taken down, or something to that effect. It's not fair, mind you. It definitely isn't fair, and we're going to talk about some unfair or some dubious instances. Now, obviously, if you take an episode of like Elfen Lied or Tokyo Ghoul, you change nothing about it, and you just hit upload to YouTube, that is obviously, you're breaking copyright there. But Hetafax, in her early channel days, had a problem with Frontierworks, where she wouldn't even use clips and just use screenshots of Hetalia, and her videos would get claimed. And they were doing this because her thumbnails was just mashup of screenshots of the show, and they thought because Hetalia is 5 minutes long and her videos were usually about 8 to 10, she was uploading videos of Hetalia. That's unfair. However, there's another instance involving Hetafax where she had a top 10 favorite non-Hetalia anime, and it got taken down. That's dubious because, again, they probably... the problem is, even if you flip the video, which is what she did, she flipped all of her videos and put them in a HUD format, is that when you do that, you're still showing the clip in a X amount entirety. So, I don't know. That's dubious. I got in trouble once with the Gorillaz. I was doing my top 5 favorite Gorillaz songs, and I would play about 10 to 30 seconds of the song, and it got hit immediately by a headhunter company, and I just completely did not upload the video. That scared me half to death, and I'm like, I don't want to get a copyright strike. I don't want my channel terminated. I love this little baby. So they took the video down themselves. It was up for like 5 minutes before they were like, no, be gone. And I was like, all right. So, and the last instance I have is Anyone versus Onision. So, if you upload anything with Onision, he usually copyright strikes you. And you can counter it, and usually he'll be like, all right, I don't want to go to court for this. So he fixes it. And the way you fix these things is, again, you have to debate it. You have to, I don't know the exact word for it, but you have to like say, I disagree with this ruling. And YouTube then turns it back over to the company, and then the company can be like, and then you either have to go to court or you take a copyright strike. And for most people, it's just easier to take down the video, but in Onision's case, it's unfair. It's an abuse of the copyright system, and that's what a lot of people are feeling like, is these headhunter companies are abusing the copyright system. And to be fair, maybe it is abuse, but there are other ways to get around it and have the exact same content just with little or no copyright material in it. So how to stay safe is, don't show clips of the anime, whether the video is flipped or distorted. This is one of the biggest problems, is because they're showing X amount of clips, X amount of whatever, their videos are getting claimed, and it takes away the revenue, or even though your video may still have ads, the money goes directly to the company. Just don't have the video, whether it is flipped or distorted. Be careful what sounds you use. Like, if it's obviously a copyrighted song or music, don't use it. And granted, this is also a problem, such as JonTron. He got in trouble for making his own little like music thing, and it got caught by R. Kelly. I don't know, but you know, it's not fair, but just be careful. Use still images or screenshots rather than videos. And I know, again, Hetafax got in trouble for this nonetheless, and it's just safer than actual clips. Make sure what you say is longer / transformative of the content that you present. If you have a 30-second clip and you only talk about it for 10 seconds, then that obviously you're breaking fair use, because what you're saying cannot be transformative if the clip is 30 seconds and what you have to say is 10 seconds. It's unfair. And the last thing is just understand you can't win sometimes. You're the loser in some cases, and you just gotta suck it up, Buttercup, because that's how the YouTube environment is. And this goes on to a bigger problem I have with YouTubers, especially back in the day when these occurrences first started, is that sometimes you just have to suck it up and change your content, because that's life. It's horrible, and it sucks, and it's not fair, but it's life. And I know this took away a little bit from the Misty problem. I get that. I 100% get that. But this is just my little 2 cents on how to stay safe in this anime YouTuber sphere and the common problems that anime YouTubers specifically face. So that's it for this video. I know it's a little harder. It's a little more serious than what I usually do, but I thought it had to be said, and I just couldn't hold my tongue on this issue because I've been wanting to talk about Misty's copyright issue for a while, but I wanted it to get resolved to see if his channel would get deleted or what have you. But tell me what y'all think in the comments. I'll leave links below to Misty and his stuff so you can go check him out because he is a good YouTuber. I just, some things are just like, maybe not this. Maybe not this. Anyways, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe for more random fandom things. Ciao, chicos.